Welcome to yet another dimension. I'm Jeremy, and this is you say your name. Say your name, damn it.
I don't know what is my name because you don't approve of certain names, so like I have to make sure.
Just long as you don't say Andy, you're not a toy from Toy Story.
He's not the toy. He's the toy master.
I think you're thinking about another movie. Anyway,
Andy is not a toy in Toy Story. Andy's the boy who has the toy.
Oh, he is a toy.
He's a kid.
I've been watching the wrong Toy Story, man. No, I just messed it up. Okay, well, it's Woody. Okay, I get it. Still, you're not Andy. You're Andrew. This is Andrew. Also Drew.
No,
it's acceptable. I know. We just watched The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, not Two Kings. The second part or movie in the trilogy came out 2002, a year after the Fellowship of the Ring, and it made close to $1 billion as well.
Oh yeah,
I think they made like a little bit over 900 million.
Damn.
I think each one made like a little bit more.
Yeah, unsurprising, but
yeah. And it was like 40 or 50 budget million. Directed by Peter Jackson. I don't think I mentioned that before. We were talking about this, like, how did he even get this job?
yeah.
Before this, he was directing very low budget films, like horror comedy films. You ever seen Brain Dead? You should go watch that. I think it's called Evil Alive in the United States version.
I'm just looking up his movies right now. So
but King Kong that came after.
That came after.
That was a big movie.
Yeah, like what you said, Brain Dead is the name of that movie.
Yeah.
Bad Taste, 1987. I don't even know what that is. Heavenly Creatures.
That's like another horror comedy.
Never heard
puppets.
of it.
Very interesting. Yeah, anything before the Lord of the Rings? Did he even do it? Like it was a large gap between the Lord of the Rings and
the
his last.
Frighteners was 1996, and then so I guess that's pretty close.
That's his last movie.
Because I think like they started filming those movies in like '99, so it probably would have been like one of his last movies before Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it looks like. I mean,
this is all filmed at once.
Yeah, all these movies are back to back.
Yeah.
But yeah, like how does somebody like that get this kind of job is what I want to know, because like, how do you as a studio gamble on this director who's really only made like movies that didn't make a lot of money?
Maybe they didn't think this was gonna be a huge success, but it was all planned out beforehand, right? It had to be.
I mean, yeah, I think we definitely need to look more into the history of how that was.
I'm gonna find out for the next video. I'm gonna find out for the next movie, Return of the King. But
yeah, his last movie was The Frighteners, 1996, before The Fellowship came out.
So I don't even know what that is.
I think I've heard of that, but I've never seen it.
He's from New Zealand, though, right?
Yeah, he's from New Zealand.
Maybe that was it, and it was because the production company is, I think it's New Line 7.
Yeah.
And also Wingnut Production, I think that's in New Zealand.
Yeah, I think that's his company, Wingnut.
Oh, is this okay? I don't know. It's a mystery until I find out. Until next time. But let's talk about the movie itself. The Two Towers. So coming into this, what was your feelings about this movie? I've never seen this movie. I've seen the first one, I'm pretty sure, but like this is all new to me.
Yeah.
And what's your history with it?
So I mean, like, okay, I saw these movies, all three of them, like when they came out in theaters, right? And it was always yeah, always, and it was like an event every year, for like 3 years. It was really cool. But yeah, I remember going into this one being excited because I was a kid, and like the first one was super exciting to me as a kid. Like I wasn't really focused on story back then or anything or characters. I was just focused on like
the action, the
visuals, all that stuff, and the overall feel of it. So, I mean, like, going into The Two Towers, obviously, I was excited when I first saw it as a kid. And as an adult or anybody, I guess, like, watching it again, I should say, like, any rewatch I've done, I've just been excited for this one, too, because I think there's a lot that it expands on. The first one's a lot of setup and preamble, and I feel like this one, we finally get into some actual, like, real action for a lot of the story. Like, there's a lot of character with Gollum, I think, which I was happy to get into that. And even like rewatching it this time, I was excited for it, because I knew it was coming, and I was excited to rewatch it. I thought that was done pretty well. I think everything is still probably a little bit longer than it needs to be.
Oh man, it's a slog. It's a good movie, but it's 3 hours is hard to get sit through. I had to take a break. We had to take a break.
It's
Lunch break.
it's a lot. I wonder how much it's needed.
Mhm.
But that being said, I think a lot of it's still really, really good. I think there's a lot more to explore, new territory in this one. I mean, for the first time, did you feel the same way or no?
Well, the first one I didn't love. For me, characters are very important. I mean, the adventure is fun. The visuals, I think, are the best part about the first
They're the
one.
selling point about the whole trilogy,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the visuals are still great in this one. The orcs look awesome, and the tree, like what they call the Ents.
Ents,
Yeah. The tree people were great. What else? Anything else they introduced?
There was a lot. There was the Nazgul have the dragons in this one.
Yeah.
They had the what's called the wargs, I believe. They're like those wolf-like saber-toothed
Yeah.
tiger kind of creatures.
Yeah, those are alright because they're all.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were just kind of generic.
And then we kind of see, we see Gollum in full.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gollum. So yeah, Gollum. I'm glad they introduced him because he's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
I love the scene where he's talking to himself and Gollum and Smeagol.
Yeah.
He's talking to, and I like how they did it. They cut back and forth to show the differences.
Yeah.
And it's interesting their dynamic between Sam, Frodo, and Gollum. But now, like saying that, it's just I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. I do like the battle. The battle was really good. It was epic. I thought it's better than I thought it would be. But I just feel like it's just too like I don't. They're still introducing characters that I don't really care about. I don't really care about these characters yet. I don't care about any characters, probably except for Sam, because he's the man. He knows he has logic in his hands.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the battle was probably the best part of it, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, Lego. I'm gonna call him Lego. Orlando Bloom's character. He's like.
I don't know this guy. I just met him on
What's
the
his
street.
name?
I just met him on the
Linus?
street. He was homeless, and I gave him a place to stay.
Lego.
And
He's
I've never
slick.
talked to him more than 5 minutes. He's obviously not sound of mind.
Yes, I am. Okay. All right, I am. Anyways, Lego. He slid downstairs in the middle of a battle on a shield. That was freaking awesome. Okay.
That's freaking awesome.
But like these characters, I don't know. It's just like you said in the last one, stereotypes. It's not really much to them.
Yeah.
And you're saying like Aragorn is like a G, capital G. I just still think he's just a lowercase G. So, okay, well the story is split into 3 different like adventures. So they have Sam, Frodo, and Gollum. They're going their own way toward Mordor. They have the Fellowship of the Ring, Lego.
They have Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli going to Rohan, and they're in search of Merry and Pippin at the beginning of the movie. And their quest takes them to Rohan because they meet some people from Rohan who got like exiled. So, yeah.
Merry Christmas and Pimpin'. I'm sorry. That's
you see my frustration. Like, do you see what I have to work with?
And they're hanging out with the trees. Okay, so
they're hanging out and Pippin's hanging out with the trees.
Well, yeah. So
this is my life.
I'm just trying because it's hard for me to like really get invested where I'm not invested in these characters, and they're still introducing characters.
Yeah,
like the
they
king,
keep piling it on.
And also Sean Bean's brother.
Yeah, Faramir.
Yeah. So they start introducing characters, and I mean nothing like. What did they do in this to like make you be more endeared to these characters in this movie?
I think watching it back. I guess if you were to dissect it, it's hard to get into every individual character. Like you said, Sam's a strong character. I think Gollum's a strong character.
Yeah.
I think Aragorn is too. I mean, he's very like noble. And, I mean, he's a stereotype. He's a stereotypical kind of hero character.
But there's nothing really to him, though.
Oh, there is. I think so. I think he's got this will to triumph, to fight, but I think is the energy and the spirit of the whole series.
It's not in everything, though?
Yeah, but I said he's a stereotype. I admit he's a stereotype.
Right,
he's a stereotypical hero, but I think that he's got that depth. I think, the rest of the characters, I guess you could critique fairly. You can critique it.
I'm not just Sam. I think
Sam's kind of the core of the series too.
He's unconventional. I mean, he's a hobbit. I guess he described by Gollum fat. That was funny. His reaction to it. I don't know. He just seems like he's like outcast in there, but he seems like he's the bravest or the most intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's like saving Frodo. Frodo is frustrating, but I understand because the ring is, corrupting his mind. I get that. I like that where it's going with them the most.
Yeah.
Like I think like the other characters, it doesn't really matter to me.
Man, that's sad.
That is sad. I'm sorry.
No, you're like, it's okay to have.
But also, I like Gandalf a lot, and he's barely spoilers. He's in this movie. They show him dying in the beginning. Obviously, he's gonna come back to life. But the fight with what did he fight?
The Balrog.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, I want some more of that. I want some more of Gandalf. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the third one a lot more.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's on the cover of the game. But yeah, I'm picking and choosing what characters I want to see, and in such a long movie, they gotta go to over there and over there, and I just don't care about all these characters, and they could just die, and they just try to, and also the love story with Aragorn and Arwen.
Arwen, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that one. Watching it back, I do admit it's kind of conflated. Doesn't really. Or contrived, I should say is the word, not conflated. It's not really supported by chemistry between the two of them or, backstory. Like, I don't know why they're so in love with each other. It's more like that kind of fairy tale romance. It's like Romeo and Juliet with that kind of parodied. It's like that young love that isn't really supported by logic or anything. Okay, it's a fantasy.
And I'm judging this by this movie alone. I know it's a part of a whole story, but I'm trying to judge it by this movie alone, and then after the last movie, I'm gonna more judge it as a whole.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this movie is really it's all one movie. All three of them are, one movie. If you think about it, but
I gotta say the battle with the orcs and
the Battle of Helm's Deep is like
that's what it's called. Helm's Deep. Okay.
This is the area that they're in, that fortress. It's where
it's good.
Yeah,
it was better than the last battle with the White Walkers in the Game of Thrones, and I was so hyped for that. And that battle was better, and they did it 20 years earlier almost.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a big, anticipation for the Battle of Winterfell. There's so many things wrong with Game of Thrones season 8.
Yeah,
we can go on and on.
It just kind of reminded me of it.
Yeah, it's at night, and
they're trying to get into that castle. So I mean, I don't know if it's a castle, but they just reminded me of it, and I was like, oh, this is much better, and it was like intense, like the suicide bomber.
Yeah, the kamikaze dude.
Yeah, that was good. It was good.
Good. So I was saying, I like that when they break from just the normal sword fighting and arrow shooting, and they kind of add those little elements in there. They do a lot in that Helm's Deep battle, right? There's the guys with the shields walking along the whatever it's called, the pass, and then there's, like you said, the bomber guy. There's the ladders. There's all these other elements that add more scope to the battle itself, and you can get more creative with the action. So I watching that again, my feelings haven't really changed since I was a kid. I was still kind of in awe watching that fight. It's awesome, it's exciting. It doesn't just repeat the same old sword clanging that you would see in a lot of battles. So it's fun to watch. I really like that last half hour of this movie a lot, actually. I think that you can argue maybe they could have gotten there sooner.
I mean, do you know? Is it fair what I'm saying, or
I think
what
so.
Do you think?
Look, you're entitled to have your opinion. Watching it again, I do feel like a lot of it isn't always as supported. I think some of the characters are explored better than others. Like the Aragorn romance, like you said, doesn't really. It's almost like I believe it more if he were to hook up with the other girl, Eowyn.
Yeah,
they have similar names, which always bothers me. Like, why would you give? Okay,
anyway. He has a thing for it.
Yeah, he has a type, I guess, right? But yeah, I feel like I believe that more. I feel like they almost fleshed out her character more than they did.
They did.
Arwen,
I barely remember from the first one. I just remember her going in slow motion.
Yeah, I just remember her being beautiful and
overrated. Yeah,
and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful.
And also, they're saying it's like the crux of it. He's gonna die way before her. Yeah. She's gonna be all sad and
There's like this place that people go in this series. It's like a heaven. That's what they were talking about having her go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like in this one, that's what her dad was trying to get her to go to. It's like a boat. You'll see it again in the third one.
Yeah, it's hard to all to digest at the same time, especially when we're like joking around. We're kind of joking during the movie. It does make it more fun.
We do a lot of commentary that we do when we watch movies, and that changes it as well. We should probably stop. We should cut it down on it.
Okay, it's a long movie, man.
We just do that when we watch anything. We just watched True Detective, and we did the same thing the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
kind of clown, like make fun of it a little bit. But
yeah,
I was coming into this. I'm like, hopefully this is like, I'm gonna love these characters. You said there's like more banter. There is a little bit more banter between the characters.
Yeah, this one you gotta admit it definitely expanded from what there was in the first.
Oh
one,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I was like, I don't care about the characters that like it was just more plot. Go driving the plot in the first one. This is more slow, and you get to know the characters a little bit more endeared to them. So. I think it's still like on the same level as the first one. It's not like it's good. The visuals are great. Like I looked up. I saw what it said for the character designer. The character's costume art. It was Richard Taylor. You ever heard of him?
No.
Yeah, I gotta look him up. I'll mention him in the next video. But I think that's one of the best parts, and also the vistas, all the need to go to New Zealand definitely.
Yeah, it definitely makes you want to just be immersed in that landscape. All of it, the mountains, and even like Helm's Deep. I wonder if that's like a real. I need to look that up. That's like a real place because it looks like it did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did they build that set or was it from a ruin that's already there? I wonder because it looks really real. It's really great. I also think a lot of people think this one is the weakest in the trilogy.
I feel like this might be the weakest.
I think this one is stronger than the first one, but almost everyone unanimously agrees that the Return of the King is like.
Well, the best one. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So I have high hopes for that. I think like the battles, I think is the best part. And the visuals of the series is like the best part of it. That's what I'm like keeping me going.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the selling point.
Also, I'm not a fancy guy, so I'm not gonna I can just watch certain stuff and it could be just shit. If it looks a certain way, I'm fine with it. So, but this is more your thing, so I understand. That's the difference in opinion.
Yeah, no, I like stuff that also looks great. This series looks great.
It
honestly would watch it if everything like the acting, the writing was 10 times worse. I probably would still love it because it looks so great.
I probably wouldn't.
See, I'm fine with the genre stuff being kind of campy or whatever. I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I'm saying like I like hilariously bad campy stuff, but for like visuals, it's really big for me.
Yeah,
and certain visuals like aesthetics I like. Yeah. But this is your thing, really. Like this is
visually, I think this is still like stands the test of time. I think this is something that like,
even the CG.
It does. That was one thing we noticed is that like even like the wargs, the wolf things, like those looked, I think, pretty good.
Bro, that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
And Gollum most of the time looked pretty good. Like I mean, there's some shots where it's questionable, but I feel like that's what you get with CGI even nowadays. Like that's not something that's unique to that time. So
better than Avatar.
Honestly, I don't think
See?
Honestly, I don't really think
that's
Avatar
supposed to be the greatest movie of all time.
Fuck Avatar, man. We'll do a whole video about how Avatar is
I need to watch it first. We should watch it. But
I don't even want to watch it again. I don't even want to see Avatar.
Alright, I'll watch it
again.
Then we can do a video.
I don't ever want. I have no desire to watch that movie. It's not that good. Sorry.
Alright,
sorry, James Cameron.
Focus.
I don't feel sorry because he's gonna make so much goddamn money off that fucking movie. It's not even gonna matter. He's gonna make 5 more Avatar movies.
Oh yeah,
and they're all gonna make like a fucking $1 billion because people will just go pay and see it, even though it's not that fucking good.
Doesn't Star Wars do the same thing? Marvel.
I think Marvel movies are way better than Avatar.
I haven't seen this. So
not all of them, but like whatever. It's Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Probably, I think this one is stronger than The Fellowship to me. I know a lot of people think this one is actually the weakest in the series. I think because of like the battle and the character expansion, the more like I think when narratives try to have too many characters with one story, it gets cluttered because then you're trying to tell multiple stories that are smaller and more inconsequential because the A plot is what's driving everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have an A plot, B plot, and a C plot, and everybody's doing separate, you can focus more on individual development there.
I think because they were just adding so much more to it.
They did add a lot more too. There's a lot more like they added Keith Urban, Carl Urban's character.
Okay, so yeah, he's in it in the beginning, and then he comes back later.
In it,
yeah, it's like who cares about him?
I know he comes back in Return of the King too.
I guess to see they're still setting up.
Yeah.
So it's more fair to judge it at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying because this is new eyes. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to see where it's going, and I like where it's going because Gandalf. He's like they're looking at Mordor right at the end.
Yeah.
So it's
Gandalf was going to Gondor.
So where? Oh yeah, so
Frodo and Sam are outside of they're just outside of Mount Doom at the end of this one. It looks like so yeah.
So I think I'm actually excited for the third one.
It's really good
because it's gonna go down.
Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan. Yeah.
It's still 3 hours though. It's not over.
It's still pretty long.
I know. I'm just saying it's not 4 hours, right?
No, the extended version I think is.
I'm pretty glad we did.
This one's like 3.5 hours. The next one though is still really long. But
there's a lot of good fighting and
the action in this one. There's like so many battles from what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just good drama too with like Frodo, Sam, and then even like with like the King of Gondor, you see him through Pippin's eyes, like Pimpin, as you know him.
I don't like him anyways.
Look, he shows up like I don't know how he meets up with Gandalf again or whatever, but like Gandalf takes him to Gondor, where like most of the next movie like takes place, right? Mm-hmm. So you see like the King of Gondor through his eyes, and the King of Gondor is pretty complicated from what I remember.
The Return of the King.
I won't say anything more, but look, yeah, it's fun to watch. There's a lot more character drama in that. Then there's like the big epic battles. There's the stuff with Frodo and Sam and Gollum, and now Gollum is like not even remotely Smeagol anymore. So there's that tense, drama added to it. So, yeah, from what I remember, third one is just pretty glorious to watch. But I'm excited.
It did win the Oscar for the best movie.
It won
I think all of them did. Not best Oscar, best movie.
Best picture?
Yeah.
I don't know if they all did. I know the next one won it, and it won like it like broke records. I think for most Oscars won at the time. Yeah, it won like every Oscar was nominated for.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So everything has been coming. Like we're just being leading straight to the Return of the King, and I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, it's a hard journey to get through sometimes. It's entertaining, okay? But I'm excited to see.
I can't wait to see how many dislikes we get on this video just because you keep shitting on Lord of the Rings, which is like this.
Who really likes Lord of the Rings? Nobody talks about Lord of the Rings like that anymore. People like Harry Potter way more.
All right, I invite all you out there who love the Lord of the Rings and hate him to comment on this video.
Also,
just to show him
Star Wars is overrated as well.
And Avatar.
Nobody cares about Avatar, man.
People like Avatar. I'm telling you, if I say Avatar, someone's going to come on this thing and try to defend it because that's what people do. If anybody watches this video, which no one does, but if someone did watch this video.
Someone's going to watch it, alright? The mirror's going to watch it. Anyways, until next time, I see you in the next dimension. Peace.